though. Let's go ahead and discuss something that is this is going to be interesting. So above me here, guys, on the this side over here, on my right, on your left side of the screen, we have a CS:GO player over there, and then on this side of the screen, over there, yeah, he's a squad player right now. So we're going to talk about this thing called inertia and the inertia system in video games, and it's just essentially movement. It's movement mechanics in certain games. When you're moving around, especially a game like Squad, if you guys have seen our Squad stuff or played it or anything like that, if you haven't, you can go obviously check it out. But the movement is very realistic, quote unquote, right? It's not, you're not a super soldier. You can't run for miles and move around like a crazy, flash demon or something like you are stuck in the mud sometimes. And that's because of inertia. So whenever you are trying to move side to side and things like that, let's say you're moving right. If I'm moving to the side like I'm doing right now, and I try to change directions, chat, and go this way, IRL, right? Let's say I'm in basketball, I'm shuffling my feet or something, and I want to change direction. Well, if you've got me moving one direction already, and then I try to shift to the other direction, I'm going to have to stop my momentum in this direction, right? Before I can start moving this way. And that's going to take time. So I can't just stop on a dime. Now, some people are better than others, obviously. That's just athleticism, right? But in a game like Tarkov, and potentially even in CSGO, I honestly don't even remember what it's like in CSGO, but Seaglin can talk more about it. But in Tarkov, I know for a fact, there's not really any inertia. I don't think there's any. So that's why when you walk up to a doorway and you peek a corner or something like that, you can just side-to-side head movements. That's what I'm doing, co-host. Just like immediately, like there's no inertia whatsoever. And that's part of the thing. So some people are saying that this game really, really needs an inertia system to avoid things like that. And so if you put yourself out, you can't just move backwards immediately. You've got to, if you put yourself out in the way, that's the purpose of peeking. You don't put your whole body out there. But if you go move to side, you're putting your whole body out there. So I mean, that's just a question, especially for a CS:GO player like yourself. So it would be interesting to hear the other side of the coin, I'm sure. So, Cedu, let's hear from you first, though, because we did talk about the inertia itself and how you felt about that. But that's an explanation. Obviously, Chad, if anybody's confused, let me know. That's what inertia is. Some people on Twitter, even streamers I've said or I've seen are lobbying for it. So I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, honestly. Like hearing it, like just like hearing the cold, sad truth of like, because it's insane how you can just be like. Just instantly like moving like back and forth, you know what I mean? Like you can like always be moving in like a different direction, like on a moment's notice. And like I honestly feel like that just makes it so hard to hit some shots sometimes. Like you know what I mean? Like if you see them heading in this direction, you're trying to account for the shot, but if they just like do just a 360 and they're just going the other way, like it was nothing, then it's
well,
like real
to
tough
add
to
to
start
your
hitting
point.
shots.
To add to your point, I think what you're saying is like, let's say you're a guy who likes to snipe, CD, right? In Tarkov, that's what you like to do. So generally, if you're a sniper, you're going to be holding angles because that's your real benefit, right? As a sniper, is that you can hold angles better than other people can because they might not have scopes. But it adds a disadvantage to the player who's holding an angle because the person that if there's inertia, if they peek their entire body out and you were holding that angle, you have time to place your shot out there, especially with the desync the way it is. With no inertia, they can just like basically phase shift around the into your view and then out of it immediately. And then they saw you. They saw you or you took a shot. Image. Yeah.
Honestly, because they'll peek and then they'll go back, but like you'll shoot them, but it's just their after image, bro. Like honestly, it's just like the server.
That's why they're doing it.
That's
why they're doing it because they want you to shoot because they're trying to see if anybody's there. They don't know if somebody is there. So
that's tough.
Yeah, so, and that's the question of, again, I'll have Seaglin talk about the competitive side of things, because that's what CSGO aims to be. It's a competitive shooter. It's not necessarily going for the realism. And that's where, it's a question with Tarkov, is like, are we aiming for the more realism? Are we aiming for the more competitive shooter, quote-unquote, side? Now, obviously, the desync and stuff is nowhere near as good as it needs to be for that side of the coin. But, Seaglin, let's hear from you on this whole topic. This is interesting.
Yeah, no, in CSGO, there's no inertia, just like in Tarkov, but it also feels a lot smoother. Like you're getting so many more frames per second, it feels different. Just the gameplay mechanics wise, sniping, shooting, anything feels a lot crisper there.
Probably the servers is what
And
you're describing a lot.
well, yeah, Tarkov, it feels a lot more realistic, gritty. Like these people feel like they're moving like people would, more so than CS:GO does. They're more like robots, and humans don't really have the same movement. So having that in CS:GO doesn't hurt the game. It keeps it moving at a fast pace. Having it in Tarkov makes it frustrating just because it can't deal with that, and it doesn't feel normal with how these guns are shooting, how these angles are being held. Like these people are moving inhumanly, and it looks weird.
I hear that. I hear that.
In my
I think
opinion.
I think that's a really interesting opinion to have there, and I think that's a great way to look at it. Because it's almost like you're right. You're like you're moving tactically and stuff, right? And now, granted, right now, given the movement system, you can, if you have max strength and stuff, you basically become this parkour like frog, bro. You can just jump like crazy and sprint. Like it is pretty messed up. Like I mean, it's pretty broken. You definitely don't move normally, but that's like later down the road. In general, when you're a lower level player and stuff, you move tactically. You can move slowly, quietly, things like that. But when it comes to the corners, it's almost like the game shifts to like that CS:GO style of just like I'm peeking it real fast, and then it's just like it doesn't fit. It feel like, to me at least. And then you're also adding in the desync factor. You know, it's not just that it's like the whole gameplay shifts right on those angles when somebody's trying to hold it. It's just that the servers aren't as good as the CS:GO servers or something, and it doesn't feel as crisp, and it makes it a lot harder. So maybe that could even just help with the whole desync problem if they just slowed players down on those things. You know.
Yeah,
So
I absolutely agree with that, man.
I think it's definitely worthy of discussion. I'm really happy we talked about that. Obviously, chat, YouTube, whoever, comments, let us know. We'd love to hear your topics. You know what you guys think, your opinions. A lot of these things that we bring up, we want you guys to weigh in. This is a conversation. This really is, and so let us know, please. And we'll bring up your guys' opinions in future podcasts and stuff because we're not the end all be all. We're just here to bring things to the table, bring topics up to your attention, and we want to hear your opinions. I'm gonna take 5 seconds of your day to say we have streams on Twitch and YouTube. We have a Discord, link is in the description below, and please drop a like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.